And we're live. Good evening, good people. Welcome to this live interview with a wonderful person that I am really happy to be with tonight. And I know all of you, especially those who are watching this online show, are excited to know more about this special brother of ours. Uh, I know you already watched the video, Friars for the Future, and there's a sequel, especially this time of the season of creation. This friar is from India, but currently in the mission in Austria. So, without further ado, my dear brothers and sisters, let us welcome Brother Sandesh Manuel, OFM. Let us give him a virtual hand of applause. Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening, brother.
Hello
How are
again.
you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much. Saturday is my free day, so today I'm a little bit relaxed. Um, yeah.
Yes. You know what? What is really cool in this opportunities, you meet special people who have special talents, and I'm really curious because as friars, we do work with our mission to the poor, our sacramental mission. But this brother of ours is really extraordinary because with his talent of composing and editing videos, he's evangelizing the world. And with our campaign Laudato Si Revolution, he is making a big part of it. And to tell you honestly, it's now viral, and even the sisters are really humming, the tune of Laudato Si Revolution song. So
Mhm.
before we continue this interview, let us all watch again this wonderful video.
Okay.
How much longer should we ignore the sufferings of the poor and the agony of the ecological martyrs? When will we stop drowning the voices of people who speak for Mother Earth? How long should this martyrdom and the ecocide go unnoticed? Humans are the only creatures in this world who cut trees, make paper from it, and then write, "Save trees." The earth groans from the pains of constant torture, abuse, and misuse. A tragic historical scene is repeating itself before a new audience. We are living in this planet as if we have another one to go. Christ is found in all creation, including the earth we call home. The Theology of Creation by St. Bonaventure says that God can be found in all creatures because they are created out of God's unconditional love. According to him, the creation is the open Bible, the first revelation, but few people realize that their actions and indifference towards the well-being of the earth and the people in the periphery are symbolic and synonymous with the suffering of our beloved Savior. Crucifixion was the most shameful and painful kind of death at that time. Yet, he thought we were worth it. That's why he died for us. Jesus was stripped of his clothing, the same way we are laying our Mother Earth bare, turning her glory and beauty to dunghill and ashes. The rate at which we cut down trees equals the loss of 40 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all the trees in the world gone in the last 100 years. Not to mention the release of chemical compounds that contain bromine, chlorine, and mercury from exploitive mining industries. Like the onlookers, perpetrators, and instigators who jeered, tormented, or even looked away from the suffering Christ in careless disgust, people respond to ecological genocide with at least one of these reactions. Jesus on the cross cried, "I am thirsty." It echoes desertification, ice depletion, famine, and water scarcity. What is our response when you hear the earth weep and cry, "I am thirsty"? In 2019, In Australia, the wildfire burnt over 11 million hectares, killing humans, wildlife, and destroying their habitats. The speculated causes of these wildfires are climate change, the integration of severe and extensive droughts with an alarmingly high level of heat waves. Meanwhile, at Jesus' crucifixion, there was darkness from the third hour, which symbolizes unexpected blackouts, extinctions, and deaths to the biopopulation and biodiversity. Jesus suffered under the Roman soldiers who divided his garments among themselves and cast lots for his seamless robe. Just like the scramble for Africa and Amazon, nations are breaking into the sacred space of the earth's crust, scrambling and ravaging every treasure on their path. We ceaselessly nail Mother Earth to the cross by reckless and endless engagement of mining machinery. Our spears drive into the sacred space of the planet. Water flows from our sides because we continue to alter the integrity of our body. Our industrial activities are blocking and breaking the lifeblood of the earth. Just as the entire world is believed to be responsible for Jesus' death, who stood for justice and truth, so is no one exempted from this heinous crime against Mother Earth. Likewise, every one of us must be held accountable for the crucifixion of Mother Earth. The voice of ecological martyrs are rising above the noise, and an undeniable light is shining through the hallway of ecological restoration and resuscitation. Before the earth draws a last breath, and like Christ utters the words, "It is finished," we call for change. We work for resurrection. Quoting Pope Francis, I urgently appeal then for a new dialogue about how we are shaping the future of our planet. We need a conversation that includes everyone, since the environmental challenge we are undergoing and its human roots concern and affect all of us. We need to create a new culture, a new civilization that gives full respect to the infinite love and goodness of God in creation. Only then we will be able to sing together with St. Francis of Assisi and St. Bonaventure, "Praise be the Lord of creation, Laudato Si mi Signore." You, me, we, all of us are being called to this revolutionary mission today, the revolution of tenderness, the revolution of vigor, Laudato Si Revolution. Let's love our Mother Earth. We do not inherit the planet from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. Let's raise above our egos and care for our Mother Earth. She's feeling weak and she's calling for help. You are most welcome to be a part of this Laudato Si revolution. Only when the last tree has died, and the last river been poisoned, and the last fish has been caught, we will realize we cannot eat money. Listen to the wind. It talks. Listen to the silence. It speaks. Listen to your heart. It exactly knows that this is our planet, that this is our future. Amen.
I mean, I watched it a hundred of times, and until now, I can really savor the message that you wanted to tell all the people. But I'm really wondering, who is Sandesh Manuel? Who are you, man? I mean, nobody knows who are you. So please introduce yourself to our audience, to the people who are curious about you.
Okay, I am Sandesh Manuel. I'm a human being. Then I'm a Franciscan. I'm a priest. Yeah, I'm from India, but from the past 7 years, I'm here now in Vienna. Now I belong to the province of Austria. I live in this musical city of Vienna. I study the classical guitar here in the conservatory in Vienna. I love music. I love my vocation. I love to be a friar. And that's why I like to spread this message of St. Francis through my music. Nothing more, nothing special about me. That's all.
Thank you for that information. But I'm wondering who is Sandesh before entering the order.
Yeah, just like everybody else, I was also a kid with a lot of dreams, a lot of plans. Um, I never wanted to be a priest. I never wanted to be a friar. I grew up in a parish where the Franciscans were there. I played volleyball with them. I went to masses where the friars were there every day. Um, then, when I was 17, after my schooling, I had these questions. I was a little bit philosophical, like every teenager after this puberty, they have so many questions like, who is God? Or is there a God itself? Or where are we going? Or why are some people born poor? Why are some people born, handicapped or physically challenged? These questions you cannot answer so easily. So I thought I'll take 1 year's time out, although I did my entrance exam to become a doctor. Then I joined the order. Then for me it was so interesting, the spirituality of St. Francis and his worldview, to look at every person as he is, nothing less, nothing more. And some of the things what he said they inspired me so much that I said I'll continue to be in the order and to do something about it. So I'm thankful to God that I'm a friar now. It's been 23 years that I'm a friar and 10 years a priest. I'm really, really happy to be a friar. I thank God for this vocation.
Wow, that's interesting. Maybe if you did not enter the order, you are a successful doctor now and pursuing your dream. But God
We never
really
know.
lead you to this way. But I'm curious, not everybody, not all friars are into music. So what are your inclinations into music? Why music? Is there an inspiration from your family or what happened?
Actually, nobody from my family is musical. Probably my grandfather was a theatrical person. He was a police officer. As a hobby, he used to do some music. Probably I get that from there. But when I was about 10 years old, I started to play the guitar, and I did that for 4 months, and my fingers started to pain. So I gave up. Then I didn't touch the guitar anymore. But I used to sing in the choir in the church. Then when I joined the seminary, I became really crazy about music. I like this idea that St. Francis took two sticks to praise God. So somehow this love for guitar was there. And I bought a guitar. First of all, I had a guitar in our friary, which I practiced for 1 year. That guitar had just 4 strings, and 2 strings were missing. And the rector told, you practice, let's see your interest, or we are poor, I cannot buy you strings or something like that. So I waited for some time, and they saw my interest. They bought me the strings. Then I learned to tune the guitar after 6 months. Then as I came to my philosophy, I got my own guitar and started to play for mass sing. There came a friar from Korea, and he introduced me to the whole world of Western music, Western classical music, and he gifted me a guitar. His name is Brother Rufino, the one who's behind JPIC with Jamie. Yeah. Brother
Oh,
Rufino bought me a guitar from Korea, and he said, now you need to practice. So I kind of took more interest. Then I studied my Indian music. I did my degree in Indian music. Then I always wanted to study the guitar, but I didn't get a chance in India. In India, there is not so much opportunities to study the guitar professionally. Then I was invited to Austria by the provincial Oliver Rugenthaler from Austria to come here and study music in Vienna and also to work here. So now that's why I'm studying music. And because I study music, it's not just to become a professional musician. I'm studying music that I may use this music to share the message and to spread peace and love. Angelito, there are so many of you writing so beautiful comments. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you like this song, Laudato Si Revolution. You have some more songs coming up. I think you will like them too. Are you still there, Angelito? There are so many people writing from so many different parts of the world. It's so beautiful. That's why music has become so important for me, that you know, I be in contact. I come in contact with so many people in different part of the world. Music unites us, and music is a neutral language that everybody understands. I speak another language. Uh, you speak another language. I don't know Spanish. I don't know Portuguese, but I have so many friends because of this neutral language called music. It's the language of love. Yeah.
I agree that music is a language that can really communicate. And knowing India, you have a colorful and rich culture of music. And I think it shows that your creativity and your craft is also rooted with the culture you belong. And but now a lot of people are wondering, a friar, a musician, and now a YouTuber. How did it started that you have that interest to become a YouTuber? And I saw your channel. There's a lot of video that you produce. Could you please tell us how did it started and that passion to transform music and transform it into social media and YouTube?
Yeah, when YouTube began, I became very interested. It was about 13, 14 years ago. And then I said, this is such a lovely medium to just watch videos. When you probably, I did not know how to open a music stand. I typed in YouTube and there was somebody showing how to open a music stand and to put it correctly, right? Then I said, I should put my sermons also in the YouTube. Then when I became a priest, I started to upload my songs and my sermons. Then, I was so busy as a priest, then I stopped it. I deleted the channel. I said I should concentrate something. Then I was invited to Austria to study music. Then, for about 3, 4 years ago, my teacher said, you have so many things to tell. Why don't you start a YouTube channel? His name is Elias Teska. He's my he does my music production too. And I said, this is a lovely idea. I was already doing YouTube. I know how it functions. I'm a YouTube freak. I used to see a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of music videos. So I knew how it functions. Then I said, I should use it, because I started to also record my classical guitar and to hear how it is, because I had to play for concerts. When you record yourself, you practice completely differently. So that's how I started record my songs. Although I made many CDs as I was in India, I said, now it is not the generation of CDs that young people don't even have a CD player. They just have online, Spotify, iTunes. So I said I should go online. And then I started to make videos. I started to make talks. I started to present them in a colorful and also a very humoristic way.
Interesting. I mean, not all religious or brothers can really think about transforming our mission and evangelization to social media. And you're doing very powerful job not only to attract millennials or young people, but even people with our same age that wanted to transform their ways of expression. And I'm curious, with this YouTube thing, what is your vision? What are your goals? What do you want?
Nice question, Angelito. Because many of my friends, especially many of the friars, I can say many, because they don't understand why I'm doing this YouTube. I can, as a friar, if I pray, do my job, sleep, siesta, sleep, everything is okay. But I'm taking this extra steps because I love to do it. First of all, I love to do this, and my vision is that I want to reach out to people who do not come to church. There are enough of people in the church who sing Christian songs. They do retreats. Very good. I'm so happy that they are doing that. But I feel a call to reach out to people who do not come to church, who think church is boring, who think the masses are boring. They are fed up of the sermons. That's why I want to present the same good message that we have in the church, which is extraordinarily superb. But you need to present the gift in a nice package. You need to present it with a little color, little more humor, and then people will buy it. It's a marketing strategy. It is a pedagogic method of putting across a message. So that's why I started to think differently, a little bit out of the box, although it may sound, uh, why is he doing such songs, and is it required as a friar and so on. But the feedback that I get today from people who do not come to church, they say, I am not so a believer, but I love what you're doing, I think, and it is so important what you're saying. Because we need to address the themes like, creation, JPIC, racism, or in fact, or humanity itself. There are so many beautiful neutral things that we human beings are connected. And there is already when people who do not come to church, they don't want to do anything with us. They don't want even to have a friend as a priest or the friar. Or when a priest comes, they go other side of the road. It is kind of, they have their own different imaginations. I want to break that and say, I'm a friar, but I'm also a human being. I can also laugh, I can also cry, and I can also sing and dance. Why not? And I share this message of St. Francis to you, and I'm able to come into a conversation because of my YouTube video to people who do not come to church.
Interesting. I mean, uh, knowing people who are into social media influencing platform, it's not really easy, no? But if you have that goal, that vision that you wanted to attract people who are outside the church, and they can also praise God by their talents, their skills, and the contents that you're doing. It's really amazing how you communicate and touch people's lives. But again, it's like a roller coaster ride. Is there anything in your experience as a YouTuber that you wanted to give up, or it's not easy because uh, making content is not easy to do, and the technicalities and all the requirements that you need is not one click away. What are the difficulties that you experience?
You're asking questions which are actually going through my mind. I'm a friar, okay? As I told, I can live as a friar, but this is a different job, and I'm trying to combine this and living two things together, or combine these both things together. Sometimes it's a little bit taxing, yeah, because you need to go for prayer, mass, you need to be there all for the activities, and plus you need to do things, and you have time limits to upload your content and all that. So that's a little bit, sometimes little bit straining. But at the beginning of my YouTube till now, it is a little bit of demotivating when you don't get enough of views or enough of likes, or people don't understand why you're doing these videos. That's a struggle of every YouTuber at the beginning. And I'm a person, I did not get overnight success. I've not got success today. Success is also relative. But I'm really happy that even one person, for example, people who are writing your comments, if they are already looking at my videos, I'm really so happy. If one person can like my video, I've learned to overcome this idea of getting more views, of getting more popularity. uh, I think now for me, what's important is just to deliver the message, and I feel very happy. Yeah, and
Now,
also sometimes I feel it would be great if the friars think a little bit openly, especially regarding these kinds of new ways of spreading the love of God and the message of Saint Francis of Assisi, because we live in a different generation today. We are not living in the third or the fourth century. We are completely different generation. The when I for example, if I speak to Angelito in my language, it's called Kannada, Indian language. Chanagidira, utaita. See, you're already smiling because you don't understand, right? That is the same thing that's happening in the church. Many young people are not able to understand the language because we speak a completely different language, and they are speaking a completely different language with their friends. The music that they hear is completely different. I'm not saying, we have to change everything. I'm saying we need to adapt to the signs of the times. That's what St. Francis of Assisi said. That's why I put this Pokemon cap. I found it in the church. Somebody forgot it, but I started to use because it was hot in summer. But then now it has become a symbol of tradition, my Franciscan habit traditions in Francis, church, history. And Pokemon is a symbol of, openness. We need both. I think a good balance would do great things for us in the church.
cool. I mean, I was about to ask about that symbolic cap that you're wearing because from the very start you joined the campaign. I was wondering maybe there's a meaning about that cap, but you already gave a very good answer that tradition is there, but we need also to intertwine with our openness, especially to the new culture that we are facing. Now,
Angelica, so sorry to interrupt you. See, I got a lovely small gift from one of the persons in Italy, and they made this cap also. For YouTube, you require a symbol. My Franciscan habit, I had this experience in my software, YouTube Studio. It shows that people, as soon as they see my video, they click it off because they see a priest and they don't want to hear a sermon. That was my experience. But then, as soon as they see this, there is something different about it. They stay, they watch it a little more further. It's also one of the reasons that's why I wear this cap. Yeah, sorry.
love that. I hope I could have a version of that and wear it here in the Philippines. So who knows? I will see a version of that after all these videos will be out, and you'll be an icon as a friar and as a YouTuber. Now, I mean, I think our audience are throwing a lot of questions. Thank you
Great.
for the participation of our audience from all over the world for their
Thank you.
views and their interest for this interview. Now, after knowing you as a person, as a friar, and as a YouTuber, now I'm curious. How did you join or the campaign? I mean, I was in Jerusalem with Rufino and Jaime when we conceptualized the Laudato Si Revolution. But we are thinking of expressions on how are we going to, you know, to cater this to the order and to the people. But when they said that you as a YouTuber will be one of the platform, I was very happy because we can also connect with those people who have a heart in music and a heart in the social media. So how did it happen?
Um, Actually, I was noticing that I'm able to do my YouTube videos. I'm able to sing some rap songs, tell stories, you know. But somewhere I was feeling that the Franciscan order was not using me. I am ready to do this, but I was not finding any opportunities. I was just singing solo songs. I was not working for anybody. I was just working for the cause from my YouTube channel. I told you that brother Rufino was the one who bought me the guitar in India, and he taught me what is Western music, and he gave me songs like Eric Clapton, Beatles, and he introduced me. That's why the first song that I learned on the classical guitar was Tears in Heaven. Um, and this contact remained. I was grateful for Brother Rufino. And Rufino and Hyman are now in charge with JPIC, in Korea. And they thought about this, as you said, and they approached me, and I said, wow, I'm looking for this opportunity, and here comes one. I said, I would love to do this because this is what I'm trying to tell and trying to do. And if I'm actually given a job to do this, there's nothing more better. Because as you know, we don't do this for money, right? Yeah, we have got our food on our plate and a convent to live. But what's important for me, this joy that I get when brothers recognize and say, okay, here is a person, he can be of help to the order. I think we should try to see other brothers, other friars, more than as what they are, because every friar is a gift to the order, to the community, to the house, to the province, and they can do more than what they are expected or even they think about themselves. A friar is a special person.
Thank you. 5 years ago, Pope Francis released this wonderful encyclical Laudato Si. And a year ago, the JPIC Council met in Jerusalem to talk about what are views for the next years in line with the inspiration of Laudato Si. And this campaign came out, the Laudato Si Revolution. When you heard about this campaign, what came into your mind? What do you think about Laudato Si Revolution?
Akito, I should tell you the truth. I never read Laudato Si Revolution. Laudato Si, no? We have friars, but I never read it. Yeah. You are interested in your daily activities, you're in your mass, you have your ministry. I'm studying guitar. I never read it. But the time that Rufino and Hyman asked me to do this, I became interested. I started to read the document. I started to understand it. And I said, this is such a beautiful thing. And because it's just in a book of, it's a booklet or it's in words, only scholars or people you are used to read this. But the young people are used to a different kind of medium today, to see and to hear. Probably the YouTube is a good means of that. And that's how I became interested to combine these two things together. And this is such a, and I love Laudato Si Revolution more than Laudato Si. Just a joke. But it's such a nice thing to see this revolution along with Laudato Si. But this revolution is something very Franciscan, because St. Francis also was a little radical person who saw Jesus in everything. For example, he was going on the rocks and he said, Mamma mia, let me go slowly, because the rocks symbolize St. Peter, because Jesus said, you are the rock. He was kind of a little bit radical, revolutionary person.
I listened to the video again for your first video, Friars for the Future, and line per line is really powerful. And me as a person, as a friar, I can also reflect on what is happening to our society, to our common home, especially talking about climate change and its effect to our society. Would you mind telling to our audience what are your inspiration and how did it came up that this powerful lines is included to that song Prayers for the Future? And what do you intend that the people will understand with the message of this Prayers for the Future?
Angelito, I'm living in Vienna. Okay, it's a city, yeah, and I am very aware that I'm not a missionary in Africa or in Amazon or in India. Also, I'm not. I'm living in Vienna. It's a city. But what I always felt is I need to support my brothers in this mission that they are doing there, to present that in what they are doing. I may be standing at the front, is just one, but there are a lot of friars who are working in the beyond, silently walking in the forest, doing work for poor and the environment. That was one of the greatest motivations I wanted to present these ideas. Yeah. And also, I somehow love this idea of brother sun, sister moon, this relationship with nature that St. Francis had. So I wanted also to put that across through this. And sometimes I feel very ashamed that we are friars, that is our charisma to stand for Mother Earth, for Brother Sun, Sister Moon, for the canticle of creatures. But I feel we are trying our best, but comparatively to other organizations, we are nowhere, because they are giving themselves totally for this cause. For example, Fridays for Future. Then I said, if they are Fridays for Future, what about naming it as Friars for Future? That is our name. We are there for the future. I mean, for the environment. And I started to think in these lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I know here in Asia, we are really vulnerable in terms of the effects of climate change. And years ago, we had Typhoon Haiyan, who killed thousands of people here in the Philippines and even in other parts of the world. And now that there are political stands about climate change, some do
Mhm.
not really believe that climate change is happening. And our political leaders are not yet convinced that we really need to do something. Uh, if 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 you were given a chance to sing in Congress or in front of the world leaders, what message do you want to convey in relation to the videos that you're producing now?
See, we are forgetting sometimes that we are human beings. Okay. Somewhere down the lane, we are losing our um, the the core of our being, and that I feel is happening very fast in the last 20, 30 years. The amount of destruction that has taken place in the last 20, 30, 40 years can be compared to the amount of destruction that's taken place throughout our history. That is devastating. Why? Maybe because of greed, maybe because of this fast progress and development. Yeah. And somewhere I think we need to realize and say, somebody has to say that. Otherwise we could also do the same thing and enjoy, and in the different way, and end up somewhere. So I would like to say, hold on, take your time out, go slow. Yeah. Please think that we are human beings, and when we need to think also that we should not be selfish. you know this ego and selfishness plays a big role in this environmental pollution and everything, because they want this so fast and so much development. So cut down all the trees, we need paper, we need this thing to hold on. But when we think differently and say, hold on, we are going to have children and the next generations, we cannot treat creation like this, because it's a gift of God, and we are an extension of this creation. And we have got a responsibility to do that. So I would say, please slow down, think that we are human beings. Please don't try to act like machines. We are no more machines, and we have got emotions, human emotions, and we need to get back to our roots. And to get back to our roots, meaning, you know we are human beings who enjoy family life, who laugh, who cry, who go slowly, take time to be with people and enjoy. It's not all about ego and hoarding and money. Yeah, we need everything, but the pace that things are happening are extreme. They are going before beyond numbers. Yeah.
Thank you for that powerful answer. And I know our audience that are watching us today, they're really into that message that we need to act now, that climate change is real, and we're all responsible for what is happening to our common home. And you know, I've been working for this for some quite time, and environment is not separated from our humanitarian work. Here in the Philippines, we have a difficult situation with our human rights and environmental rights. Human rights and environmental defenders are killed one by one. Even Brazil are experiencing in Latin America and a lot of parts of the world. And I am wondering, as a friar, do you think there's a hope with these imperatives that is happening in the world?
As the Bible says, hope is the greatest virtue that we have, you know. Resurrection is all about hope. To hope that after death there will be resurrection, to hope that something good will always happen. And with this hope, we can always work. If we don't have hope, then we don't have to, you know, work for a better world. That's important. Angelito, I remember that you were there in the video, the second rap video. Yeah. And you're
Yeah.
also doing great job. Yeah, I just remembered it now. Bravo.
Thank you, man. You're such an inspiration. And with our own fields, we can encourage our brothers, friars, sisters, secularly young people that we can journey together with this noble cause to save Mother Earth and to preserve our humanity at its best. So before we proceed and hear your final words and challenge to our audience, we are very happy that there are thousands of people watching in this live video through our JPIC Facebook. And yes, we can read some like from Sor Miriam, Salute de la Turquía, Sleva FSI, good evening, Brother Sandesh. Wagner Jose de Rosa, saludos desde Cuba, paz y bien. Victoria Lopez, I love the Revolution song, Laudato Si, you're incredible, Sandesh. God bless. From Korea, Jong Joaquim, thank you, Sandesh, to make a fruitful music. We all, the Korean Franciscans, started LS Revolution from your music. Clitos Sosarte, Brother Sandesh, I listened to your video. It was so inspiring. Thank you. Nice to listen to your journey and experience. Praise be the Lord for the creation from Sleba FSI. Yulanga Langowoyu, thank you for sharing with us, my brother Sandesh and all brothers. JPIC OFM Anula, work in JPIC OFM. Francisco's Duta Damay Tana, Papua.
Wow.
Imagine from Papua New Guinea and other side of the world. Johnny Chodari, it is interesting. Happy to see you. Thank you for your experience. And there are many, many, many people who are supporting our live interview tonight. That's why I'm really elated that I was asked to interview you. And maybe there's a part two of this. So before we proceed and ask our brother his final message, time is time is running and fast, you know. Uh, we are excited to show you once again the second video for the Laudato Si Revolution, the Laudato Si rap. So take it away.
I cannot hear it. The volume is not there.
Yeah, I think we need to.
You need to
That's
start it
what
again with the volume.
I am really fan of live interviews. You know, like sometimes I'm doing an interview with a bishop and we cannot hear what is happening, and he preempted to answer. I think it's ready.
Happens. It happens. Yeah.
My brothers and sisters, there's a lot of things that we are doing right in today's world, but there's also a lot of things in which we can change, and a lot of things that will lead us closer to Christ. So let's get to it. We need a wake up call, God help us out. We don't seem to understand what life's about. I need Christ to help the mind get out of this place. We've been stuck inside a loop, all we do is chase. The watches, the cars wanna just look like the stars. The dollar bill thinking that will get us far. But we can't take it with us when we leave this life. I know that the truth hurts, it's sharp like a knife. We can live and pretend like it is okay when there are people on the streets living lonely. And maybe they give more than us if they have stuff to give, cause they don't depend on things to teach them how to live. Arguing on and on, we think they're right and they are wrong. That's why I had to preach the message, say it in the song. And we don't grow if you're not together. We got one chance to live, to be with him forever. Francis, hope is for us to understand. It's time to get your neighbor and to take them by the hand. So we can make, so we can take the right steps to make our life be great. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, Laudato Si Revolution. 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 We need to let go of ego till we don't know vanity. We are not God, our role is humanity. Many things have to change, why don't we start with us? But I know there are naysayers that want to discuss. Others are passive, choosing not to change all of their habits, and they wonder why they blame. And in terms of business and consumerism, I think we lost track of what's real and what really isn't. In one way or another, we all wanna see the light. So how about we start living today in the name of Christ? Like Saint Francis and let go of our possessions. Do that and see what happens to all your obsessions. Put your hands up when you listen to the song. Rejoice in Jesus' name, realize we can get along. We can replace beauty with man-made constructions. Change the way you live and let go of your Francis. This for us to understand. It's time to get your neighbor and to take them by the hand. So we can make and so we can take the right steps to make a life be great. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, Laudato Si Revolution. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, Laudato Si Revolution. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, Laudato Si Revolution. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, Laudato Si Revolution.
Laudato Si, Laudato Si, Laudato Si Revolution. Si, Laudato Si, Laudato Si Revolution.
May God bless all of you, and may all of us enter into this new revolutionary idea of conversion.
Net. Laudato Si, Laudato Si.
Kita filmando.
Biglas Pilipinas! Biglas Batangas!
Laudato Si.
Cuidemos nuestra casa común.
To make concrete decisions so as to care for creation.
Po sa taong simbahan ay nakikiisa sa lahat ng sektor ng lipunan sa ating panawagan at laban para sa hustisyang pangklima. Simulat sa pool ang
Okay, it's already there. Welcome back.
Yeah.
And again, as I watch it, I'm really elated and delighted how your video transform people to really work. Tradition and action can go together. And before I'll ask you, we can read some message like Jungwa Kim. I'll continue. I think from Jenelson Silva, Brazil is on fire, and there are rulers indifferent to people suffering and the devastation of nature. Uh, Jung Joaquim, hi Sandesh, Angelico. I'm a JPIC animator from Korea. Please tell us the possible role of today's religions in order to realize the eco-penitence and integral ecology to our daily life. That's Junwa. Beautiful message. We are a revolution in the world now. Jinoson Silva again. See, there are a lot of people really wanted to express their solidarity and sentiment. Greetings from Singapore, Martina Triatna Mieki.
Nice.
Thank you for your work and your videos. I look
Thank you,
forward to
Pam.
sharing them. I'm ready. Okay, I think I'm that's what I hate when I am about to end the talk show, and I wanted to ask more questions, and it's like this ad infinitum that we can really encourage people to join us. But man, it's really a privilege and an honor to interview you tonight.
Thank
Before we end, what is your challenge to our audience? What is your challenge to our brothers Franciscans? What is your challenge to the world in this time?
Um, I would say mea culpa. At the beginning, I should say mea culpa. I am sorry that I cannot be in the grassroots level working as a missionary. Okay, I would love to do that, but I'm called for this job. Second thing, I would like to thank all the missionaries who are there working for this cause. We need to really, think of them and pray for them and really thank them because they are doing what we are speaking right now. Okay. Uh, so I would say, please look into my channel, YouTube, and see my Instagram profile. I try to share this message, but in a different way. Okay, my what do you say? I don't call it a message, but out of my challenge would be for myself, also for the other person, just to be aware in our day-to-day life. Also, Brother Kim was asking, we need to be aware with this consciousness that we are only pilgrims here. Okay. And when you go to a guest house, you know that when you go, you cannot leave it dirty. Or when you go to a toilet, you want it to be clean. This next person also will expect the same thing. Yeah. So we need to be aware in our day-to-day life and do things in small grassroots level, which will bring us this, Laudato Si Revolution in real terms. And also, I have a small request to the order that they give more importance to media, which they are already doing now. But I would like to stress it that because these are new ways of evangelization, that many friars could be trained in such possibilities to spread peace and love. Corona has showed us that we are coming in contact to such means, So that would be great if they stress the response for this kind of, media and awareness. Kito, it was great to be here. Thank you, Hyman and Rufino. It was a pleasure to be here. I didn't know how the time ran away so fast because when you do things with your heart, the time runs away. I was very much, I thank everybody who wrote a comment, who asked the questions, who said many things. It is your comment and your sharing. Thank you so much. And I'd like to respect and thank each one for being there during this video.
Again, brother, it's a blessing and a pleasure to be with you tonight, and to all our audience who supported us to this live talk show. And I believe with all the things that you've said, there's a hope for us as citizens of this world that we need to really act together, go together for this cause to protect our common home, our Mother Earth. And whatever we do now, it is not only for us, but it's for the future of our children today because they are the future of tomorrow. Once again, this is Brother Angelito Cortez from the province of the Philippines saying a blessed season of creation to everybody and let us continue our cause for this Laudato Si Revolution. Good evening.